Are you having hot flashes? Is it actually a hot flash? Is it a thyroid crash? How do you know? How do you know what's causing what? Are you frustrated with going through potential thyroid issues or perimenopause and not knowing what the heck is causing what? This is the video for you. All right, let's just start here. Your hormones, whether it's thyroid or your ovaries, they are intricately tied together. So if you are of the age, 35 and on, for some of you, it may take into your 40s or even 50s, but if you're up into that age range and you're starting to see a decline in your hormones, it can affect your thyroid, but it's not a thyroid problem. It's your hormones. As well, you could be going through perimenopause and your hormones could be slightly dropping, but your thyroid actually might also be a problem. So how are you going to know this? You got to go to a doctor who actually ties these two things together. When you go see an endocrinologist, they're going to typically say, you're perimenopause age, let's run some blood work. The blood work will look at hormones, and in particular, estrogen. They're going to draw some blood, they're going to see the estrogen, they're going to tell you if it's normal, high, or low. Okay, but that's one point in time. If you draw that blood in the morning, it might be very different from what it is later in the afternoon. So they're going to do a one-time test. Okay, and this is traditional, we'll call it trad medicine. Okay, traditional medicine. All right, and they might also then look at your TSH, right, which is related to your thyroid. All right, here's the problem with that. The estrogen can have an effect on the TSH, or the thyroid, and the TSH does tell us possibly what's going on with the thyroid, but the TSH is a communication from the brain to the thyroid. It does not tell us what is going on, complete picture with the thyroid. All right, so your doctor might say, you're feeling hot temperatures or changes in cold and temperature. You might be having trouble losing weight. You might be having some night sweats. They might say, well, let's just look at your thyroid. They may not do both of these. Or they might say, you're 45, let's look at your estrogen, maybe even your progesterone. And in looking at that, they may not consider that the thyroid could be a problem. So that is one of the issues. And it's likely that your doctor runs just one of those. If they happen to do a good enough job and run both of those, that's great. It's still not the whole picture. Here's what we do with functional medicine. Okay? In functional medicine, we do want to look at the hormones, but we want to look at estrogen, we want to look at progesterone, and we want to do a 24-hour panel. We want to get a picture through an entire day, so we don't just get a little snippet of the day. We want to see it throughout the entire day because it can fluctuate, all right? Enough that it matters. So that's one difference. We run that test here in our office. The other one is a thyroid panel needs way more description in terms of filling in the puzzle, what's going on with it, than just TSH. Again, TSH is one part of it. We need to know the main hormone produced by the thyroid, T4. How does that look? We also need to look at unbound T4, which is called free T4. That's important. Why is that important? If estrogen is dropping, estrogen causes your body's ability. So T4 is produced by the thyroid, and it goes to the cells. Let's say it goes to your heart. Your heart has receptors, the heart cells have receptors where the estrogen attaches to that and makes it more, and those receptors, more sensitive to your thyroid hormones. As estrogen drops, your body's ability to be sensitive to that receptor cell gets affected, so it becomes kind of curled up and less sensitive. That estrogen helps promote your body's ability for T4 to attach to your cells. So that gets affected. So the T4 can drop, but the T3 could drop and the T4 total look fine. Important to run that. Then You also have T3. You need to run that, as well as T3 free. Your hormones have an effect on that as well. This is a conversion factor of T4, and the T3 then is what actually acts at the cellular level. All right? This is the inactive, this is the more active form. We want to know both. We also want to know, do you have antibodies to your own thyroid? You could have TSH look totally normal, but have your own body's immune system attacking your thyroid, causing low T4, low free T4, low T3, low free T3, and have these antibodies be really high and still have TSH be normal. That's a problem, all right? We want to see the entire picture as well. What do your iodine levels look like? What does reverse T3 look like? These are things that all tell us what's going on with this picture, all right? And lets us know how estrogen might be affecting this. If we look at this and this looks normal, but your estrogen is low, then you need to address this estrogen problem and get that fixed. But you could have this be low and this look totally normal, all right? But you could also have this be low and this be low, in which case we want to make sure that we address both of these so that way you feel like you're getting out of the thyroid crash, hot flash mechanism, okay? Functional medicine does the deep dive to let you know exactly what's going on and not this cursory look, which does not give you enough information to make the right choice and get the right treatment so your symptoms go away. That's the difference between functional medicine and traditional medicine. We take a root cause look, a whole body approach, because everything affects everything else, especially your hormones between estrogen and your thyroid, all right? There's also this thing called thyroid TBG proteins, is probably the best way to put it. And these TBG proteins it's basically looking at how much free hormones you have. And again, I mentioned in terms of this estrogen, it all plays a role. We have to know all of these things to truly treat you. So you're just kind of going through this cursory look, slap a Band-Aid on, symptomatic problem or cycle. Let's just break that. Here's your opportunity, all right? The link to this video, get set up for a call with us. It's free. We want to sit down, talk with you, find out what's going on. What's traditional medicine been missing? Talk about what's been going on with you. You get to ask kind of how things work in our office and get a feel for what to expect here in our office. We have patients from all over the country, so if you're not in the southeastern part of the U.S., don't worry about it. We work with patients from all over the country. Telehealth appointments, we can mail you the tests you need, but we want to get that free call done so that we can start to figure out if you're a good fit for our office. And if you are, boom, we start functional medicine and we start to figure out what are you missing and why are you still struggling, okay? So take advantage of this free call that number, get set up with that, and that way we can finally get you healed from a root cause approach. We look forward to helping you.